Morning YouTube, JT Serenity Farms prepping here, 10:15:20, 7 a.m. So, urgent plea here to get prepared. What do we got? 16, 18 days before the election. The Democrats have promised violence up to and after the election. For this particular time, and based on what has been happening since March, I'm going to take them at their forked tongue word this time. Their actions speak as loudly as their words. We need to be prepared and ready for the coming anarchy, terrorism, chaos, and massive violence, likely starting November 4th. I don't think that there's any doubt what's going to happen. Okay? The Democrats are already wargaming scenarios for an election blowout. But they're 100% confident they got it in the bag, but they're already planning for what they're going to do when they lose. Makes perfect sense to me. Alright, why would they let it leak? They're not letting it leak, they're leaking it themselves. Okay, so, regardless of who wins, there's going to be, at the very least, chaos like we've never seen. Will likely be started by the libtards. Okay, so here's the scenario I see happening most likely. The silent majority turns out in record numbers. We've had 4 years of being beat up, literally and figuratively, slandered, libeled. All the crap the Democrats have done from not accepting the 2016 results. All their crime, all their corruption, all their treason, all the fake sham impeachment crap, the Russian, belittling us, the patriots. 4 years of that is built up. I think that the resentment for what we've had to be put through and how the country and the president have been maligned and how much more he could have accomplished with a little help from the other side who always brag about caring for everyone. It's festering. It's bubbling over. We no longer try to contain what we're feeling. So we turn out record numbers and some disillusioned middle of the fence people and some rational Democrats who understand they no longer have a party. I think it's a Trump landslide on November 3rd. By 9 or 9:30 at night, it will be determined that Trump is ahead in a landslide. Then, mail-in ballots will start trickling in. The magical mystery boxes. Remember 2018? Boxes and crates are showing up out of nowhere. 8 different Republicans had won seats, I believe, the night of their elections. Within 2 or 3 days, all 8 had lost due to what we know was rampant voter fraud. Don't ask me why. Nothing was done about that. That's infuriating. Okay? But this is even more serious. Deadly serious. Okay? The Democrats are wargaming this scenario the hardest, because they already know what they're doing. They know from their own internal polling that it's likely to be a landslide victory for patriotism and America. Okay, with 80 million ballots out there, if we win the November 3rd voting by 50 million, then we've got a very good shot. I don't know that all 80 million of those ballots will be turned in. I'm going to be very curious to hear the numbers. There was 80 million mail-in, not absentee, mail-in ballots sent out. Be curious to see how many they say got mailed in. It better not be more than 80, right? And then how do you determine who was and wasn't? You know, see what I'm doing, the chaos here? This is what they're counting on. They know it's going to be a landslide on the 3rd. Okay? Now, they create as much chaos and uncertainty as they can starting on the 4th. Okay? There will likely be pockets of rioting, looting, burning, assaulting, and murders by terrorists, Antifa, BLM, and screaming at the sky tards when they realize it was a landslide. But that's not going to be the full-blown terrorism that is right around the corner. As those magical mystery boxes of mail-in ballots begin showing up, the realization that they don't have enough fake ballots to outnumber the landslide victory is going to start the violence. Okay, they may be trying to push this for weeks, maybe months. We've all heard the January scenario, January 21 or January 20, 2021, where Pelosi would potentially become president, but it would have to be a vote by Congress, which is why we've got to win some of those seats and get a majority there also. Then it doesn't matter. We've got the Senate, we got to keep, we got Congress, we got to win. We would have the speakership. There would be nothing they could do except start trying to burn it down. Okay? The president will likely have to invoke the Insurrection Act. He will be fully, fully within his constitutional rights and the powers granted to him to do this. He could have done it in March when all these cesspool cities started to burn. Okay? But he will likely have to do it. There are other factors that are going to play into this that I will get into in another video, but let's just say they involve the Chinese located throughout the country, on the border in Mexico, and in California. Now, if the Democrats claim victory on November 3rd, why would they continue the violence? They promised to, but why would they? Question is, if I shudder to think of it, and I don't even like to say it, if Biden is declared the winner on November 3rd, we patriots know without a doubt that it is illegitimate. legitimate. What are we doing about it? Yes, it can go to the courts. There can be recounts. Do you see how long this could be undecided? Does the president take it to court and not concede? I mean, the Democrats, criminal Clinton, many others have already told Biden under no circumstances concede the election. But if the president denies the results of an obviously fixed election, he's the tyrant and must be expunged from the office. So you see, the Democrats right now have it both ways. If Biden is chosen the winner and the president denies the legitimacy and takes it to the courts, the terrorists will begin their violence, burning, assaulting, all that stuff, because the president's refusing to accept the results and leave the office. If and when President Trump wins, whether a landslide or a close election, the Democrats begin their riot, assaults, looting, burning. So you see why I say we got violence coming no matter what? It's unavoidable. Know where you're going to go. If you live in a city, I feel sorry for you. But you gotta figure out something. You still got a couple weeks. You cannot stay in a city. Even small towns are going to see violence, burning, rioting, looting. If you have a compound like I do, I have already informed my family and friends and some woke folks. You know where you need to go when it starts to go badly. The closest city to me has approximately 20,000 people. It's about 20 miles away. We have had our BLM and Antifa scumbags down there. They accosted our Patriot rally last weekend, and they are truly scumbags, belittling, slandering, swearing at the state troopers who were there, who were called by the Patriots because the BLM scum were harassing an elderly person, threatening violence. Patriots stood by, did nothing, just called the authorities. And then the BLM they're scum. So, yes, the smallest cities and towns have them. If you've had a Trump sign, Pence sign, Elise Stefanik sign, American flag in your yard during this entire election cycle, you are a target. When President Trump wins, these scumbags will start lashing out on anyone and everyone they deem responsible for their dopes losing the election. I'm not saying hide your flags, hide your yard signs. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know what the mentality of these pieces of shit are. Odds are good you'll have some time after Election Day to get out of Dodge. I can't say how much time, but we'll get a good idea within a day or two. Food, water, self-defense, ammo, medicine, supplies, tools, extra clothing, I can't say how long you may need to be away from your own home. I don't know. This could be more chaos and anarchy than we have ever seen in our lifetimes, in our country. What we saw in March in all them cesspool cities, we only saw it. We didn't have to live it. We may have to live it. This is what we've been preparing for, an SHTF. I don't think that this particular situation and election is what we thought would cause it when we started to prepare, but I think over the last couple months we realize it's what's going to cause a full-blown SHTF. Because make no mistake, we have been in SHTF light since March. Alright, I didn't want to make it this long, but I needed to stress the importance and the urgency for everyone to get prepared as best they can. You need to go buy supplies, including toilet paper. As funny as it sounds, it's true. You need it. Canned goods, the rice, the beans, the ramen noodles, whatever you can. As much as you can. I cannot stress it enough. Alright. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Hit the little notification bell if you want. I got a brand new camera coming this week. Hopefully I'll make some more videos to see how it works. Hopefully I'm way wrong on this, but isn't it better to be prepared and not need it than need it and not be prepared? Please, do what you can. Send me a message if you need some advice. I don't know it all, but I'll give you everything that I have to help you do as much as you can. So for now, JT, signing off.